Hello guys. So in this video I'm going to be discussing the basics of self-esteem. What it is, how it affects you, and how you wind up with a high self-esteem of yourself or a lower self-esteem of yourself. So let's get into it. Basically, self-esteem is how you regard yourself. It's how you value yourself based on the key areas of your life: family, career, relationships, along those lines. So it kind of like defines you, it kind of molds you into the person that you are. Whether you're a happy, peaceful person, you're satisfied with yourself, or you find yourself wanting more, or or find yourself feeling like you're not good enough. That is, you know your self-esteem. It's like basic survival. It's a necessity in your life. Excuse me. It's like indispensable to your a healthy lifestyle, like your self-development. So that's what it is. And you might be asking, how do I wind up with a high self-esteem or a low self-esteem? It's not something you wake up one day and have. It's something you build throughout your life. Starting with your childhood. If you're around a family that is always praising you, encouraging you, you tend to grow up with a high self-esteem. And that, however, doesn't mean that you're going to stay that way. There are people that grew up and they're very self-confident, but then at some point in their life, they find out that they have a lower self-image of themselves, which, you know, is caused by different factors. It could be from marriage, from your physical appearance, or, you know, criticism. It could be that you you're surrounded by people, let's say a spouse, who's constantly criticizing you, picking on you. Um, Here you are growing up always being encouraged, and then you find yourself in a position where somebody's always telling you that you're not good enough. You basically cannot do anything right. The person is never pleased, you know. And over a course of time being exposed to that, it messes with you. You start to believe it. You start to feel like you're not good enough. And that, kind of brings it down. On the other hand, somebody who grew up, you know, being criticized all the time and kind of got older and has like very low self esteem could meet somebody or could find themselves in a surrounding where people are always focusing on the positive. And in that case, this person is going to wind up building a higher self image, a higher self, you know, worth of themselves. You're going to feel like you're worth more. You're going to push yourself and want more in life. Now, having a high self esteem doesn't mean you're bragging all the time or boasting about your accomplishments and like material things, and that has nothing to do with self-esteem. A person with high self-esteem is happy with themselves. A person with high self-esteem is satisfied, they're confident, you know and this kind of boosts your self-worth. When you're happy with yourself, you tend to push yourself more. Excuse me. High self-esteem kind of, let's say in your career, instead of staying at one point, having a high self-esteem will want you to go higher. You kind of bring yourself to your highest potential. So these are some of the factors that can affect you, and you tend to lean one way or the other. Um, People with low self-esteem of themselves tend to hold themselves back. They tend to shy away from certain, you know, life experiences because they've constantly been told all these negative things that they don't even want to hear it anymore. They're scared to push themselves or to try certain things. And this is holding you back. You're not living to your fullest potential. And that is not healthy for you. It's not healthy for your, you know, mental health. It affects you. And eventually, after keeping it for so long, it actually starts to show outside. There are people that you see and they look okay outside, but internally they're not happy. They're not happy with themselves. There are people that you think, oh my God, this person is like so great. But then when you look at them, they're constantly bringing down people around them. And that is how, what makes them feel good. This is what makes them this person that you're sitting back admiring. But if you pay attention, you see that they are feeling that way because they're bringing others down. That is not somebody who's self confident. They might look like they have a higher self, esteem than the people around them, but they're feeling that way because they're bringing other people down. That is not healthy for you either, you know. So, I mean, if you're watching this video because you want to know what to do to build up your self-esteem, um, I will be making a video about that. Like, I'm going to make another video. I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to do that tonight, but I'm going to make another video and kind of focus on how to improve your self-esteem. So keep an eye out for that. But just today, I was just trying to get into, not really the definition because everybody kind of has an idea about that, but I was just trying to get into, the causes and how it affects you and stuff, you getting back to how it affects you. You might find yourself in a relationship where you're constantly being criticized, or I said that already, I know that, but finding yourself with a partner who is constantly telling you you're not beautiful, for example, or you're too big, or you're too skinny, you eat too much, you don't eat enough, things like that. I mean, somebody telling you eat too much or you don't eat enough does not mean automatically make you a person with low self-esteem. No, that's not what I'm saying. Um, it's the way they say it and the way you take it, the way it affects you. There might be people out there, watching this right now where somebody might say it to you, but you've been exposed to a lot of, negative talk that somebody trying to motivate you might come off the wrong way. You take it the wrong way because you've been exposed to so much negativity. There are people that kind of have their guard up because they're always being criticized. So anytime you try to say something to them, they're already taking it as a negative thing. So just try and listen, hear me out before you kind of, you know, think I'm saying the one thing. I'm hoping I'm getting my point across very well. But it just, your self-esteem affects all areas of your life. It affects your career, it affects your family, your parenting skills, it affects that, the way you're raising your kids. If you have a low self-esteem about yourself, you might be raising your kids to shy away from certain things, and it's not, you know, you wouldn't even notice that you're doing this. But your kids are going to grow up not being motivated just like you're not, you know. You have to kind of, there are ways of dealing with it. You know, you can get help. You can read on it. There are books you can read. There are counselors you can see, and you know, you didn't get that way overnight. So you can't expect to change it around overnight. You know, a person that has high self-esteem does not wake up one day and have low self-esteem. Being constantly exposed to certain things in their life just, you know, keeps dropping that level of confidence that they have, and wind up, you know, in a lower state than they started off with. And then there are people that starts off with very, very low self-esteem, and it just, you know, built up because of the people they're surrounded with, because of the factors in their life, you know. So there are ways of dealing with it. There are several different causes of it. You know, some people are really good. You know, I don't know if there are any high schoolers out there, but high school is tough, you know, and I'm sure you see a lot of things. Most people kind of go through this experience in life in high school. You know, it starts off in high school. It could start off in several different, it could start off in certain, you know, at age 30 when you start a different job. It could start off at age 15. It can start off at age 1. You know, it's not a set, you know, factor. It's not a set age. It can affect you throughout your life. So it's just the people that you surround yourself with help you maintain that level, build it up, or, you know, kind of drop. So these are all several different things. But, you know, during the course of time, I'm hoping that, you know, we can kind of focus on one thing and work on it. So, like I said, for my next video, I'm going to be talking about how to improve your self-esteem. And I hope you keep an eye out for that. So let me know how you like this video. Um, and if you have anything that you want me to talk about, please mention it. You can send me a message or just leave a comment, and I will do my best to work on that too. So thank you so much for watching. Hope this helped and hope you enjoyed it. So I'll be talking to you soon. Thanks, guys.